Hi everyone. This is our first live of 2025, and I just want to wish you a happy new year. It's a bit late from our end to wish you all a happy new year, but this is the first live, so I want to start with the new year for sure. If you are currently able to see me, I think you should just let us know in the comments that you're able to see this live, and we'll be waiting for 3 to 4 minutes for people to join, chime in before we take our speaker on the stage. So I'll ask you all that if you are joining and seeing us today, just let us know, that you can see us. Cheer us in the chat. Just write where are you tuning from, and we will be knowing that our audio is correct, everything is fine, and we are good to go. So people who are joining in will request you to just write hi and just tell me where are you tuning from, so that we will be able to see. We can't see you, but we will be able to at least see your chats. Okay, so today we have an amazing guest with us, and we'll be waiting for this 2025 to start with a bang on live. So this is our first live, and we're pretty excited to invite someone who has been using our product throughout, and he's a wedding photographer, and he is using both the culling and editing. Now, as you know, that wedding season is already up, and we already have having those photos with us, and we'll be always trying to figure out the best way to cull and edit those photos to save that time which we can invest in our business. So I'll try to bring someone today who has already been using it, who has already been saving time with it, and today's the day where he can show you all how he is using the product and how he is saving time. What is his workflow? We're gonna talk about a bit on the wedding workflow in general, but the entire focus at the end is to make sure that we see the entire picture from end to end on how the culling is done, and how we can save more time every single day. So, you know, without ado, I would like to introduce you all to Ion, who is tuning in from Romania, and he's an avid wedding photographer. I will invite him so that he can let us know about everything about his business and workflow, and you guys can have questions if you are not right now looking at the live. Whenever you see a recording, you can always ask the questions at that time as well. So welcoming Eon. Hey
Hello,
Eon, how
guys.
are you?
Hello. Thanks, Ayush. I'm good. I'm good. Just eager to be here.
Wow. So I was telling everyone that we are starting 2025 with a live, and this is our first live of 2025. So I was wishing everyone a new year, though it's a bit late to do our
Yeah,
first
yeah.
live
It's a
in
bit.
March, right? But I
Yeah,
think
right.
like the wedding season is just starting off. And before we dive on those exciting questions with you, before we learn about your workflow, your way of doing things, which I'm pretty excited about, why don't you take a moment and tell, a bit about yourself to everyone?
Well, I'm Jon. It's like a translation to John. It's like, yeah, it's English is John. So yeah, I'm a wedding photographer. I restarted in 2019 again. I was a wedding photographer long before that, but had the break, got to another domain, became an engineer, tried that, and
All right.
now restarted as a wedding photographer.
So are you based out of Romania? I heard like
Yeah,
I've
yeah, yeah. I'm
okay.
from Romania. I'm from Romania, Târgu Jiu. It's like Gorj County, Porto Voltenia. Been here all my life, born here. So yeah, mainly do weddings here, but also do weddings in a lot of locations in Romania. Didn't have the chance to go like to Lake Como in Italy or something like that, but I plan to.
Europe has its own
Hope
style.
I will get the
Everything
chance.
is so similar.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
It's
I was just trying to make a
like
point.
I think I think all around the world you can find beautiful places, and let's
Yeah,
say not so
uh,
beautiful ones as well. Because if you
yeah. I mean,
ask me
the
something,
entire thing about Europe is like everything is so near that you can just jump on from one place to other pretty quickly, and you can just see everything. Learn about different cultures pretty quickly. It's very near. Everything is so packed up.
yeah, it is. Romania is not known for the getting quick somewhere. So yeah, it's a developing country. We are late to the European Union. So yeah, it's we are trying to go to be much faster and stuff. Uh, but yeah, we have the, I think it's the third or first. It was the first in internet speed.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, right now I think it's third country in internet speed,
Interesting.
but also it's pretty close to Ukraine. So yeah, this has like a mm, downside on the wedding industry right now here.
I must say it must be difficult for sure for you guys to cope up with it. One thing I would like to tell our viewers right now who are watching this live, everyone who is here with us and looking at this live, just let us know that you are here by commenting, just saying hi or where are you tuning from. And whoever is attending this live is getting 30-day exclusive trial, means 30-day of unlimited culling and editing, with AI. And if you comment, somebody from my team will reach out to you with a DM, and set up a trial for you. So just wanted to give that information before we jump off to our topic. Now, quickly jumping
Yeah.
on, the first main part of this live, which is the wedding photography workflow. I want to understand few things from you. You are coming from this wedding background. 2019, you told me that you started, so you must be knowing a lot that I don't know. See, I see people struggling with light every single day, and I want to know, how do you approach with lighting challenges when shooting weddings with different environments? What is your hack?
Well, light, I think it's the most important in wedding. Uh, let's say I'm not a wedding photographer per se. I'm a event photographer mainly, but I did a lot of photo shoots in other domain as well. So uh, I did studio. I did also uh, uh, real estate. I did a lot of things. So if you want to learn wedding photography or event photography, that is, you have to learn multiple. You have to learn multiple styles of photography shooting, because you have to do product, you have the details, you have the watches, necklaces, you have also you have the grooms or the bride's details, invitations. So you have to, in a wedding environment, in an event environment, you have to offer those details, so that when when the couple will see them in a few years, let's say down the road in 10 years, they will have those details. Those are important for them. They were part of the event. So I think it's a must for you to capture them and show them. Also, the lighting, it's different in every part of this environment. I use natural lighting. I use artificial lighting, speed lights, uh, continuous flash, on camera flash sometimes during the party. I use light stands, like flashes on light stands. Uh, Also, I use continuous lighting on light stands in some cases. It depends on the type of a event, on the venue, on the how is the atmosphere there. So yeah, it's there are a lot of things going into that.
It's very
So
interesting. Um,
from yeah,
it,
yeah, it's like if you want to learn with event photography, you have to do a lot of mistakes. Let's say that you have to do a lot. You will do a lot of mistakes, because you will try to do. Let's say you see someone using a strobe light like an AD600 with a big big uh, softbox, and you will go, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. So you will do that your next event, and you will struggle to put the light up, get your settings right, because in Romania people don't have that much of a patience with you. So they don't understand that you will try to do something that's better for them, and you have to cope with that. You have to move fast. You have to also get good good raws. When you start working with something, you have to have the right ingredients. So if you miss that, even the most best programs will not save you. You can save some of them, but it's important to have the good sauce
yeah,
to work with.
like you have variety of gears, and then you should know when to use what. It's pretty important to understand the use of every single tool in your kit, and
Sure.
depending on which location you need to go, and depending on maybe what the client is expecting, also what kind of results the client is expecting, you have to change a bit. Are you also changing things dynamically? I mean, you when you are entering
Oh,
the event, you are not prepared for it, but you need to change as the scenario is going on.
yeah. From experience, I don't need to change that much. That a lot of things, but yeah, I'm changing stuff as I go, because uh, one event is not like the other.
Mhm.
When you go to a wedding, let's say you'll have to go to the people's house. Usually our houses don't have very much. It's not is not thought to be used as lining for photographers. Event venues the same, churches the same. Romania has We are Orthodox when we have our churches are more like dimmer.
Mhm.
The atmosphere in them is dimmer. You have some churches that are big, that are letting light through and stuff like that, but most of them are very very dark inside, And usually when you, it depends on the time of the day, it depends on the outside conditions. Like it's, if it's rainy, good luck shooting with no flash or with no light. So yeah, you have to have tools. I don't know if I have a, oh, I have it, I have it here. It's like just a second. So let me show you one light that I use sometimes and I don't use every time. It's like a bit lighter.
Ah,
It's made in, it's made in Ukraine. So if you want to support them, I don't know if they're selling them right now because of the war. It's kind of a, let's say, I don't know. It's hard to get them from what I understood. I got it in the past, but it's like a big lantern. It has a very big battery. It also has a charging port. Like this is the battery. It's a big bar. Uh, and also I'm using a lot of other lights. Like I told you, Godox flashes, 8200, ZD600. But that's more if I go for after wedding
okay,
shoot,
so we have
and I,
different type of settings for different type of shoots, and
yeah.
then we are playing around the lights. I think like this all becomes very crucial when it comes to the client experience that we're trying to deliver. So just a question on the client experience as we are moving towards, from light to the experience of a client. What is your best tip for delivering a seamless client experience post wedding? Because you talked about, you're using different type of things post wedding. So I think people
Yeah.
understand when it comes throughout the wedding what light needs to be used, what needs to be done, but when it comes to post wedding, what kind of client experience you want to provide, and what are the tips that you want to give someone on delivering it?
Well, first of all, communication is key with your client. So you have to tell your client what you need. And I don't, not, you shouldn't tell them, okay, I need someone to hold this lamp, so I will be needing someone to hold my lamp or something like that. No, don't do that. But you will have to ask them like, oh, and not be too intrusive in their private life. So you will have to ask them, okay, so where are you getting ready? It is a, if it's a hotel, if it's the parents' house, if it's your house, will you be getting ready together? So if you ask these questions, if you ask a lot of questions, first of all, it connects a bond with you and your client or potentially client, because this is done after when you first get in touch with your client. Also, you have to ask them questions about what they want from you and what is the main key that they want from you. Also, you kind of have to know their expectations about your wedding, because if their wedding, because if they expect something that you cannot deliver, that's and you say, yes, I can do that, I can do that, yes, yes, I will do that, I'll do that for you. It's like you guys telling, I don't know, someone, some photographers, if you do this, your photos will get edited, you won't have to touch them, you won't have to, you 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 have to get to the point where you are true to your client, and you try to help them, not like, oh, I got this client, he's mine now.
It's a brilliant point. One thing I would like to mention here, which I learned from it, is asking the right questions first. Because if you are not asking the right questions, you don't know how to mold it like a client experience, right? Like, you need to first understand, even after post event, because I have seen multiple photographers who do a lot of hard work when they want to sign that contract with the client, right? Because they're so excited to get a client, but while delivering
Yeah.
photos, when it is at the end, when the contract is getting over, they are not there to ask questions. They are not asking questions. They are like, dude, I got my money, I have delivered my work, and everything is done. right? But then
Yes.
that client may not be a happy client, or giving you a recurring business, or not referring you.
Oh,
I mean, I think it totally depends how you end the story. Well, starting the story is definitely important, but how are you ending the
sure.
story? And,
I
uh,
think
yeah,
it's important. The story, it's important. Uh, Not while starting it, not while ending it, but it's important to develop a relationship with your client. So I have past clients that I talk even now, like we remained like friends or something like that. Let's say I have a pretty dark story from one of my clients. Uh, it's like it will make your heart tingle, but yeah, sure. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this, but I had two clients of mine. They were both brothers. First, I did the wedding for I think he's the bigger brother. Then they had their baptism for the child. Did the wedding for his brother, and as a photographer, because we remained friends, I went to the first brother's uh, burial of his daughter. I don't know if you recollect that. So the child that I pictured, the baptism of the child died because of some pretty hard misdiagnosis here in Romania. So the child died. So me and my videographer went to the child's burial. So
my
yeah,
God.
the relationship, it like when we had to do the 1 year, like here when the child makes 1 year of age, you do you do like cutting the cutting of the hair and stuff like that. So they were planning to do that, but the medical condition of the child kind of
So it's more of like
went
a
down.
family relation that you have. It's very one-on-one. It's very high touch.
Yeah, yeah, we are like family with them. So I did talk with my videographer. So at when they will be being ready to have a next child, we won't charge them. It's like no.
Interesting. I would love to deep dive into few things which you might be having expertise in for sure, and I think super valuable for our users who are tuning in from different part of the world. I want to understand like where, especially when it comes to AI, where are the biggest pain points in your workflow before you have heard this even the term AI in your journey. What were the major challenges that you were facing when it comes to your photography workflow when AI was not there?
Well, I know of AI because of my background. It's like It's machine learning. It was called machine learning that in the past. But yeah, before that, if you wanted to do editing, like let's say photo manipulation, right now it's pretty easier for as a new photographer to get into doing manipulation because you have AI. In the past, you would have to know keen secrets. You guys got Unmesh. Didn't hope I didn't murder his name. Filter. It's Pixin
Yes,
Perfect.
I know him.
That guy is the most. Let me tell you, he's the uh, professor of
Yeah,
Photoshop.
he's Photoshop.
I think
He's the Photoshop.
yeah, yeah. If you say Photoshop and if you want to learn Photoshop, you should watch Unmesh. Yeah, he's the best. I learned a lot of stuff from him. I learned a lot of stuff from other editors. Uh, at first, when I started photography, it was in 2012, 20. Let me say, it was in 2012 or something like that. Mm, yeah, with photography, when I started it, it was with I have my camera, my first camera. It's here, so if you want to see it, it's not a DSLR. It's like it's a BenQ. It's something like this. So this I bought as when I was in high school. I think it was all the money I made in some years or something like that, and I bought that camera. That was my first contact with digital photography, because my dad had some old SLRs, like a Zenith camera with, I don't know, with a 52 millimeter lens, but that was film.
By the way, we have a friend from your end, Alexander. He's saying hi. I'm a colleague of Eon. We are looking forward to him on live.
Yeah, yeah, I'm seeing them. It's them and Adrian.
Uh,
We just got back. We just got back from a workshop together.
Very interesting. So you talked about your journey of photography from 2012. You started learning. I was curious to understand what were the major hits in your journey, especially when it comes to uh, you know time taking task in the entire workflow. If you can mention what is the workflow for you, or I would say, in a better word, what was the workflow for you when there was no machine learning?
Well, that was a strange time. If you remember, I told you that as a beginner photographer, you will make a lot of mistakes. So I made a lot of mistakes. Uh, Photography in that period wasn't that evolved. Like, say, editing was not that evolved, not photography. Uh, if you started to, like, with a camera, you would have one SD card slot. So when you got home, you have one hard drive. I think you know what I'm getting at. So yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. First of all, but yeah, I did have one camera with one card slot and one laptop, uh, internal hard drive, no backups, no nothing. So yeah, that's how I started up. I mainly started. I think I shoot it JPEG for 1 year, 1.5 year. Uh, I used no, no. I used JPEGs. I didn't shoot only JPEG. I used RAWs as well, but usually I edited JPEGs because I didn't know what to do with the RAWs. I got the RAWs on my computer, so okay, I can open these. Oh, so the internet wasn't like it's now. You go to ChatGPT. How do I edit a photo? And it will start telling you, use Photoshop, use Lightroom, use that app, use that. Uh, or if you want to go, how do I pick the right pictures fastly? It won't go like use FilterPixel, I don't know, Photo Mechanic or something like that. It doesn't do that. You would have to search, you will have to lose 3 4 hours on a forum,
Oh God.
and maybe ask someone. And luckily, if that someone would want to offer you some advice and tell you, but like, just okay, use Photoshop and nothing
Yeah.
like that. Just download Photoshop and use Photoshop, and you download it, you install it on your computer, and you don't know what to do with it.
So it's majorly like spray and pray. We call it like, you don't know what needs to be done, so you just hit in the dark, try to figure out what is right.
Yeah,
If you are lucky, you get it. If you are not, then you struggle with it, and then after a lot of time, sometimes it happens, and I realized it that you do it wrong, but you do it often that you think like whatever wrong you are doing is actually right. Because you repeat the wrong things multiple times, and after a while there's a pattern in the wrong things, and your mind is trained to just figure out that what wrong is there is actually right for you, and then you are stuck in that rat race. of
Yeah.
and this is crazy because I met a lot of photographers in my life, and when we started recently, with FilterPixel, it was like I was meeting on Zoom call and asking them, how are you currently culling, editing? What is your workflow? And they're opening Photoshop, putting photos into it, and then it is taking a lot of time to load because they're trying to do culling inside Photoshop. And I was there seeing how is it supposed to be done inside a software which was never ever designed for culling, and it was a retouching
Uh,
software.
yeah, I used that because when I started, Lightroom wasn't a thing. It like
Mhm.
it never existed. So I did calling like in a folder. You would
Oh,
open the folder, you would pick the pictures. You will have some folder on the top. You have two folders. Like that was my thing. I had two folders. No, that's a bit late in the calling. But first of all, I called like, okay, I don't like this picture, delete. I don't like this one, delete. And like the rejects folder, the rejects part was my recycle bin.
oh God.
So sometime I was just I don't like this, shift delete, gone forever.
When you actually encountered AI, like when it was your first encounter with an AI based workflow, was it something like a sci-fi? Was it something like, I understand you're coming from tech background, but still trying to understand somebody who is doing folder wise stuff, just getting a hit of a
No,
software.
well, for I did folder wise stuff like when I had this camera. It looks it was new. I swear it was new. It looks like that because it's old. But yeah, I know I did like that stuff like using recycle bin as my rejects folder. But no, when I started to edit like in Photoshop and something like that, I mainly used photo mechanic to do calling. So
Okay.
I started picking what I want to edit, what I don't want to edit, because I don't know, I didn't like that how that photo was. When I did that, I had some knowledge of photography. I started reading some books. uh, I had connections with some photographers, older photographers that were smarter than me in every shape or form. I learned a lot, like doing mistakes, watching others do mistakes, because I didn't make all my mistakes. I learned from others as well. I tried to learn from others. And yeah, when I was calling, I was using, I think, Photo Mechanic and Adobe Bridge.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And I think like at that time, the fastest way at that time to cull photos was definitely photo mechanic because of its
Yeah.
speed of loading. Though it
Yeah.
was not AI or some
No.
thing that can do it itself, but it's still like the previews were quite fast. And people loved that preview thing inside photo mechanic versus Lightroom, which was sluggish when it comes to loading of the previews, right?
Yeah, yeah. First of all, in Lightroom, if you did the mistake of making just one catalog, just one, you were, I won't swear, but you were pretty done. Like if you didn't have a very powerful computer, you were done. You would go and I did that. I did that, and I was wondering. I had a pretty good computer for that era. Like it wasn't that old. It wasn't that. It was pretty new. It was a Dell XPS, a very powerful computer that period, because I was doing also 3D renders
Hmm.
like from for my engineering work. So it was a capable computer. It still is if you want to edit now in nowadays. But yeah, it was a pain if you didn't uh, learn the proper way to do it
people who
to
are
deal with
people who are
it.
watching us live right now, tell us if you create one single catalog or you have multiple catalogs. would love to know what is your way of doing it, because this is very interesting question. I have seen a video of an influencer yesterday who was talking about creating one single catalog and not multiple catalogs. And this area is very subjective, because depending on your computer, as you said, right, it definitely changes. If you have a super monster, you might be relying on making things simple and just creating a catalog and then managing everything into it. And but the easiest way, which I also prefer, is to have some segregation. At
I
least having some segregation of catalogs. We are not able to see you. uh,
I know. I think my yeah, my phone got too hot.
Okay. No worries. We will wait until that time. Would
uh,
like to know you guys until Eon comes back. What is your workflow? Are you creating one single catalog for every project that you are doing, or are you having multiple catalogs for every project you are creating a new Lightroom catalog? What exactly are you doing? So let us know. So Nathan says that he is having one catalog. So the vote goes to Eon. So Nathan is on the Eon side. No,
no,
actually
no.
Nathan is not on Eon side.
I'm not doing one catalog right now.
Yes,
But
so
I
Nathan
have
is
to
doing
add
one
something.
catalog.
I have to add something. Right now, if you do one catalog, it's not that big of a problem as it was in the past with Lightroom, because Lightroom right now uh, it did patch up that thing, and it's now working great. Let's say from this standpoint.
Yeah, yeah. So Nathan, I think like maybe because the technology has improved a bit, one catalog is working for you. But let's see who else is there. We are getting Eon back. Yes, we are getting Eon video
Hope
back.
hope hope it will not die again.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I
Uh,
will, if it will go blank. I think I will try to. I don't know if we can remain on the two streams, but I'll try to connect on my MacBook. Hope
No, just
it.
I don't think I think we'll be pretty quick. Nitin saying I try to sync between classic and cloud, which cause issues. Yeah, I think
Oh,
that is a
yeah, yeah,
separate
yeah, yeah.
discussion.
That is a problem. If you have multiple catalogs, it will sync just one.
Yes, and I think that's take us to a different level of problem to deal with like Nathan must have solved it, but I think with multiple catalogs, it definitely is an issue between classic and cloud. We'll move quickly to our next part of the session. Why don't Eon you share your screen? I think you have already done. Let me bring it up. If
Uh, yeah, sure. Let me. So yeah, here it's is it on? Okay, it's on.
Yes, we are able
So
to see it. So before we jump into what this screen is there, but can you just quickly walk through from the
okay, so
start what exactly we are seeing?
we are seeing filter pixel calling here. So it's I mean it's pretty straightforward. You create a new album, like a new folder. Let me just do the you select your folder pictures. This is how I structure my folder. Now let me show you how I have the folder structure. So when I do a event, typically my event is like the date, the year is the first start, the month and the day, and then what it is. It's like a wedding, it's a baptism, it's like in this case I have uh, girls going of age, like 18 years old. So yeah, here I have in that folder, I have the photo files, and here are the video files. And on the video files, you will see also, like in the photo files, it's sorted by camera. So yeah. Yeah, I have here. In this event I photographed with two cameras, with an A7R4 and an A9 Mark One. So yeah, you select the folder, the whole folder. You select it. You will give it a name. In my case, is the photo because I had also video and photo. So you will give it a name and you will start calling. And when you start calling, let me close this window. You will get here like these are the calls. These are the
So
photos.
we would like to go back to the grid screen, and I think like on the right hand side, there's a pretty interesting thing which people want to know. If you open the project once, which you were showing me on, I would like to brief a bit on the grid. If you just press escape and go back, yes.
Okay.
So on the right hand side, I think because it says culled in 1 minute 33 second, I'm curious to understand how many photos were there for you when it says 1 minute it has taken to do it?
Well, you have the all the photos here. It's like 1001 87. It's like yeah, it's not a big event
Oh,
after
so
all.
1,000 photos were there at these in this project.
Almost 1200 photos. Almost. No,
Well, it
not
is it is definitely doing it faster somehow for you, because 1 minute
even.
33 second for 1,000 photos is quite fast.
Let me check if I have. I think I have some. I don't know. Let's you see if I show you here. It's like almost 3000 photos, but it don't let me open. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
that drive. I don't have that drive connected.
No,
So yeah.
we can go to your project, which you were showing. I think people will be interested to understand your workflow out there. So we are clearly seeing what do you want to show. If there are particular features you want to highlight, what is exactly you doing after it has culled for you, after AI has done its job in 1 minute.
Okay.
After 1 minute, what is you doing?
So usually I'm looking here like it's seven. I look at the number of selected photos. This means that the AI thinks that all these photos are okay. Usually, what I do, I'm just selecting all of them, hitting the nine like an nine mm, button, like the number nine on the keyboard, and also hitting number five. What this does is giving a star rating to all the photos that are selected.
Hmm.
So I know that these are the best AI picks that FilterPixel did for me. Then I will go to the reject files. So here it's considering what files are rejected.
Hmm.
Usually I don't call from here. I'm not looking from here. That's what I do. That's what I do. But sometimes I do also call from here, but not every time. So like yeah, this photo is her eyes are closed. Sometimes yeah, her eyes are closed, closed eyes. Here I don't think it's a good one. Closed eyes. Uh, yeah, here is her eyes are open, but let's say it's not a very good angle. She was walking.
Yeah.
Here, the I was shooting alongside the videographer. He was trying to get some shots of her walking, and I was behind him taking photos. So yeah, this is not ideal to get very good photos because my light was somewhere. I had 80 to 100 somewhere in this direction. It was in a tree or something. It was planted in a tree, so it wouldn't get in his frame. So yeah, like this is. I like her posture, but I don't like her face. Hope she's not watching because
Liking
from
how you are just clicking on the photo and seeing on the right hand side and saying I like it and I dislike it.
yeah. So that's not the way I do calling because I'm trying to to see. I don't call from here, but I'm doing this. I'm selecting the all of this. Like this is A7 4's rolling shutter. It's horrendous. So okay, I'm selecting all of them, and like these are the photos that I don't. Let's say the AI tells us that it's not. There are other variants that are okay,
Hmm.
more or much better versions of these. So I hit one star and I will mark them as red.
Okay.
So there is another tab. We see only two here and all, but there is duplicates.
Hmm.
This doesn't appear here, but I usually look for duplicates because if you we as men don't care about, I don't know, it's just like take a photo of me, even if our hair is not like perfect or something like that. Oh, okay, good, send it to me. But women don't don't just send a girl one version of a photo. Or if you think it's the best, do it, but you have to be very confident on your part. uh, in some cases, for the duplicates, I find that I prefer a much better. Uh, I think it's I prefer another photo that is a duplicate of what FilterPixel chooses, but that comes to nitpicking and personal preference. So that's what I'm telling you, because if I don't know, I don't know how you guys uh, do the magic behind. Mm, I think I know how it's done, but I don't exactly know. You feed a lot of similars and like a lot of I think photographers did. I'm with you guys from beta, so I pretty know.
Well, it is similar to the magic that you do, with the lens and the camera. We do it
Yeah,
after your shoot is done.
yeah. So it looks like some cases I like it because I can hit my personal touch and uh, not be the okay. Here's my photos, edit them, get it out of the door, not just looking. I think you can do that, but it's not my style. So yeah, look, we have some duplicates. Let's see here. Because we went to the duplicates tab. So we have this filter pixel. I see picked this one, but also like these two.
Hmm.
Why? Because she's smiling. She's showing her teeth, and this is kind of a classic photo, but I like it. In my opinion, I will give her this one. Give her, let's say, one of these two because they are pretty similar, and this one as well because it's like a different face expression. So in my case, I will give her three of
Yeah.
these.
So it becomes
So
easier if you are going to this particular mode. So we call it survey mode, by the way. So
yeah,
if you're going to survey
it's
mode,
here. So we
it's
have it here.
pretty, so it's pretty easy to see all of those groups together.
Yeah, it's easy. It's much easier than if you go to Lightroom because Lightroom will do like show you the film strip and that's all.
Yeah.
You can have.
Just one thing
Oh
I would like to tell everyone who doesn't know about this, but then the way we are figuring out what is a similar photo to each other is actually by doing scene analysis rather than timestamp analysis. So it's very different from what I have seen other players in the same industry are trying to do. But the scene analysis makes sure that if you have taken one photo now and then one photo after a while, right, it's still able to figure out that they belong to the same scene rather than breaking down by a timestamp. So
yeah,
it's a much deeper analysis rather than just top or something above the top. And I think the only reason why we are able to do that is because we are doing most of the analysis with duplicate scene detection, making sure the expression and the hands postures, the movements are very well understood by the deep learning, so that it can understand really well which photos come to the same group. And we are still improving. I'm not saying we're 100% accurate. We're still improving. So whoever is tuning in today, if you have used it, this particular feature, just write used it, and we would love to see how many people are really using this feature and how many people don't even know about it but are using FilterPixel. So yeah, let's move on. Yes, so I have seen that you have gone through your selected, mark them as green color, I think blue color or green color. With,
It's violet. It's violet for selected. It's
yeah,
usually one star and red for the, let's say, trashy ones. And usually I do this with the duplicates because, just because, having the duplicate files means that I can always go in Lightroom and see, okay, I like this one, I don't like this one, I like this one, I don't like this one. Uh, I don't do this here because of it's much easier to do it here. But usually what I do when I get home from a shoot, just as a workflow means, because I see Nathan is saying that he's copying his files to the desktop. Don't do that, please don't do that. Please, or do copy them to the desktop, but don't just copy them to the desktop. Copy them to the desktop and then to another two drives. And also, please keep these.
oh,
One got away, but
very
no
good.
problem. Please keep these. Keep your event. Buy cards right now, because right now the cards are not that expensive as they once were. Buy cards and keep your event on a card till you deliver it. If you deliver your event to your client and that your client says it's okay, keep it there. Just
Yeah,
just just till you deliver it. Like memory card, it's not very expensive right now. In the past, they were pretty expensive, but right now I think you can. I don't. We don't use euros, and we don't use dollars here right now. But we use our own currency. But I'll try to make a rough conversion. I think a memory card like Kingston or something like that. That's what I use for my projects. Also have SanDisk and other cards, but I mainly use Kingston because they're cheap. I have two camera slots. I'm using them in dual mode, and yeah, it's
I want to
cheaper to
show
have a.
you I want to show you something interesting, and I just
Okay,
remember that I think our viewers should see it as well. Can you go to the same group in the survey mode again, like somewhere that you want to, any group you want to open,
okay, survey
right?
mode.
Just like,
Okay,
yeah, and double click the face, and I mean you can click double click anywhere, but it just so this is something that I want to show to people. It's called inspect, where you want to just zoom in a part of a photo, but you want everything to compare, right? Like you really want to know how the eyes are there in different part of the
sure.
scene, right? And I think for people who are doing family photos where there are approximately 10 people
Yeah,
in this shoot, getting that nerve or anxiety of who is the person in that entire scene having that eyes closed and who have ruined the photo, and then those moments in the past of zooming in, zooming out on every face, and then going to the next one and then going to the next one, now can be
yeah.
solved if you are really using this pan and zoom.
It saves you a lot of time, but in those cases, I have Romanians are pretty easy distractible to say like that. So I think I had the event that I had the same. scene, took 10 photos of the same scene, because uh, in every other photo the person was with its eyes closed. So yeah, why did I take the photos? Because I didn't want to go into Photoshop and merge three photos and pick every face. Yeah, it's like it takes longer on the field, but it saves you a lot of time on post production, so you won't have to sit on the computer. Also, hit me up, Ayush, if you find uh, calling and editing for video. Here's
Or
here.
but before we jump into that, I have some interesting questions that our viewers have asked us in the previous lives and as well as
Okay.
community. So I'll try to bring that up for you right now. So one of the question that somebody asked is, can you share how much time AI has saved you on a wedding project?
Uh, it depends. It's not like it's saving, let's say, 5 hours on this project and maybe 10 on the next. It's not like that for me in particular, because when I edit them, I go through each individual photo, like even if it's cold, even if it's a reject, because sometimes if you, let's say you mess up, like you mess up a photo, and it's an important photo and it's the only one you have, you can recover from raw files, but as a quick response, it kind of slashes it in half.
For
Like the
sure.
time is slashed in half from traditional doing it traditionally, like going picture with picture in Lightroom or in Camera Raw, in Photoshop, in the folder, or Photo Mechanic or stuff like that, and it happens the time.
So it's like cutting half the time of a typical
Almost,
traditional workflow.
yeah, it's almost half the time. It's not like, I don't know, I don't really know if it's half the time. I didn't try to do like a stopwatch thing, do the wedding twice, because I don't have the time. But yeah, it saves me a lot of time to, if I work with you guys, it saves me a lot of time.
Wow, pretty interesting.
So
We have
so
another question, and this is someone from the group. How do you maintain creative control when using AI for culling and editing?
so I think we can demo that, but when I go through them again. Like I don't uh, here's the photos, export them, bring them into Lightroom, export them and deliver. No, I don't do that. I try to edit them again and see if something I don't like how much contrast your photo has. I will redo that and I will adjust that photo so it's to my liking, it's to my client's liking, and it's it's what I do. Even with
Leon,
calling.
will it be better to say? I think you have changed your camera angle or something. It seems like you're seeing. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
sorry, it's my camera angle is I'm looking to the second monitor because you were on the second monitor and FilterPixel was on the
oh,
first monitor, so
so
that was what was happening.
Oh, I was trying to ask, you talked about that you go through all the photos yourself. Will it be better to say that you are using AI as an assistant and,
Yeah,
just not like someone who is controlling your workflow, but maybe you are sitting at the center of your workflow, but the AI is just all around helping you out?
yeah, I use it as an let's say as a, if I had the let's say I'm a big business and I have a lot of workers, so each time I have a wedding, I come home, I back up the files, uh, and I put them into FilterPixel. I'm trying to get the star ratings and do the editing, and then bring them to Lightroom while I go and make a coffee, sit around. I don't know. Even our weddings here. I don't know how it is in other parts, but here the weddings are getting. You finish a wedding like 4 a.m., 3, 4 a.m.
Oh God,
That's the period, and you work.
crazy.
Yeah, as a photographer here, you work like around 12 to 16 hours on site on a wedding. So when you get home, you batteries are drained. So the next day you wake up, you put a cup of coffee, you back up your cards. That's what my workflow is. I'm backing up the cards. As I back up the main card, I save it to the hard drive, and I dump my photos into the calling app, call them, select, do that selection that I showed you, mark them as which are duplicates, which are the photos that are selected, and which are the photos that are not. And then I will jump on to the editing tab, because the editing tab will do that for me, and will save me a lot of time. It's like bringing all my images to a common spot. So when I'm editing there, I just touch the basic part of the the tabs in Lightroom. I won't go down just if there are necessary nitpicks or something like that. So that's what my workflow is. That's why I don't mainly do calls in FilterPixel, because when FilterPixel is doing the calling for me, I'm not at the computer. I'm just doing the calling, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
very
I'm
smart.
I'm going I, I'm going for other stuff, like, I don't know, taking care of something, like watching a movie, disconnecting a bit, because if you don't have time for yourself, it's like pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, like I recently was at a business session, and they told us that there are different stages of business, and one of the stage is success, which comes a bit later. But when people are hitting success, the only difference between them and the people who are at the struggle or survival stage is that the person who are at this who is at the success stage has figured out how to live life. So I think like that is touching a really solid point that it's good that you are having a business. You want to work hard for your clients. You want to produce the best results that you can, but practically you have a life, and that is pretty short.
Yeah,
So if you are utilizing every hour of that life wisely, and you know what you are doing in that hour, which really is bringing you result, then it's worth doing it. Otherwise, you should always look for an alternative way to do it better and utilize that hour. So I think people who are, watching this live today, one thing I really want you guys to take from what Eon also told is that it's okay. It's okay to not relying completely on AI for everything, but then you need to use it wisely, and you need to use it to make yourself smarter, and then let it do its job, and then you evaluate or you review, you glance over it to figure out what you really want as a result, rather than doing everything yourself.
let's say this. If you I don't have kids, I don't have a wife or something like that till now, but if you have a kid or a wife, wouldn't it bet it be wouldn't it be better to spend time with them and your family? And
Firstly,
yeah,
yeah,
firstly, then staying on a computer, and I don't like this, I don't like that. Oh, oh my god, I like that one more than this. That was calling for me in the past. Like, I did sometimes I got so fed up with calling, like, I edit all of the photos, Didn't care about calling, didn't care about nothing. And after I have the JPEGs, I was going to the JPEGs. Don't like this one, don't like this one, delete, 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 delete. So yeah, my workflow right now, it's pretty different from, let's say, 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that people who are watching with us today may have something to take it from there. That uh, today in 2025, AI is everywhere. If you just open your eyes and you don't know AI, it's like good morning, we are in a different world. And every time you need to mold yourself, as the world changes. And I think if you haven't right now, you are already late. So better you go and figure out a workflow, better you figure out how you can master AI technologies, how you can master not only in culling and editing space. Let's talk a bit in general as well. Like people are using different AI tools. People are trying to figure out different needs in their business, which can be automated, and they can focus, on things that matters the most, whether it is time with the family or growing their own business, right? And I think it just changes everything with just few people supporting you. You can do a lot if you're using the right tools.
Well, the in the 2000s we had stuff like just Google it. Right now it's kind of starting to change. Or
Yeah,
from my circle of people, right now it's like I asked Chat GPT that. So
yeah,
we're kind of moving from Google, just Google it, because that was I think everyone in the world has had that thing. Like just if you ask someone, how do I do that? Google it. Now
yeah.
it's like, how do I don't know. If you have a question, how do I let's say, how do I make a post, an engaging post on Facebook? You go to
I
ChatGPT,
I have a
you go to
funny fact.
ChatGPT, you type in, and boing, the post is there. So you guys like FilterPixel right now is like something like ChatGPT for photographers.
Yeah, I mean, like I came across a funny fact. So there's a website called Let Me Google It For You.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you ask those dumb questions to someone, and then they send you this link of a website called Let Me Google That For You, where it opens a Google search engine and shows you how to Google, right, that particular query, right? So I think somebody will make very soon something like Let Me GPT For You,
Yeah.
and that would be another viral thing on internet. Okay, I have the last question on the AI culling and editing stuff before we move quickly to the next section. um, the question is, are there a specific type of photos or scenes where AI struggles, and if yes, how do you handle them?
Oh, there are. They are because okay, uh, let's do easy thinking and some brainstorming. Uh, in my discussion with friends, telling me that AI editing and calling, well, it doesn't do that or it doesn't do these things. Well, it doesn't do that because it can, or it will do that, but it's not at the point, and you don't have to think of AI being okay, you have AI, it must be smarter than you. No, it's not. It's like a AI is like a library, it's like a collection, but it's made by us. It's not made by God or things from or aliens from another world. It's made by humans, so it has how we have our limitations of doing something like being able to, I don't know, we have some limitations. So that's how AI works as well. It has some limitations. To pass those limitations, it will go and occasionally miss something or not do some edit very well. But yeah, you don't have to rely on AI as you didn't have to rely on Google in the past, because you can find, if you searched on Google, how do I make or let me say this, uh, in the developing years of YouTube, there were I don't know the YouTuber's name, but there was a guy that told you how to repair an iPhone. Took a, I don't know, took a hammer or something like that
Yes,
and
and then
started.
beats it.
Yeah, it started. And if you looked at the comments, my iPhone is not working right now. How do I repair it? Duh. So yeah, uh, you don't have to think of AI like replacing you, because it won't replace you. In I think it will not replace humans as we think, like factor in the workers in the factory or something like that. It will assist us. Yes, it will make our lives easier. It will give us more time. Uh, it will help you get more money.
For
Like
sure, for sure.
in the past, if you had let's say 20 weddings to edit, and you had to call 20 weddings, even let's say if you edited a wedding per day, just edit a wedding per day, going through a wedding per day, you would have to work that day. That only day you would have to work like uh, 12 past 12 hours to do that wedding as it should and fast, and you wouldn't be able to do that the next day. So that's a problem for photographers. Now you can go to an AI assistant, and it will happen that, like, you will do, okay, you will take a day, like a day in a literally day, to edit them, but you won't work that day as you worked in the past, like sitting on the computer and going, sitting
Burning
connected,
your eyes.
yeah, and staying like this, and
Yeah.
all day you will have to stay like this to look at it. No, now you will be going like, I don't like this one, I don't like. So yeah, survey mode in your software is, it's genius, but I don't use it because I told you, I back on my photos, I dump into to FilterPixel and go to the straight to editing. And I think I can use it after. I think I can, but I'll have to resync the Lightroom to read the XMP files again. But yeah, it's a lot of my plate for editing.
Very
Eh,
interesting. So I think like one of the things that I would like to add here is, because the question was where the AI is doing kind of mistakes or specific types of images. I would say it totally depends on how you train it. It's a kind of very personalized assistant. So, for example, if you are giving it bad light conditions to see, and you are giving your edits to it on how you edited it to make it right, it is learning numbers. So it is learning, and it's very good at cramming numbers and making a analysis out of it. So it is trying to learn numbers of what you did, and of a bad photo to a good photo, or taking a before to an after, and then trying to mimic what you did. Even in the culling space, when you are doing multiple type of things on the app, like you are saying, I don't like this one, I like this one, keep it. So it's kind of a pattern recognition, right, where it is trying to figure out a pattern from your selections and trying to mimic your pattern, as a learning process. So now coming to the question, where it is doing wrong is very subjective in my opinion. It is more of like, what kind of photographer are you?
sure.
Are you shooting in bad light? Are you doing uh, kind of natural light? Are you, which kind of camera gears you are using? What is your, what is your set? What is your photo set? And based
Well,
on, yeah, based on what you are.
I have to
Yeah.
add something here, because I had a wedding and had two different camera brands. I was shooting Sony. I shoot Sony, and I had a friend that was shooting Canon. So when it was an R6, Canon R6 Mark One. He was shooting that, and I processed it like normal. Came home, dumped them, and edit the photos. It got the like Canon to Sony. It in a minor way, let's say a bit of a tint difference, but
Mm.
usually when you every photographer, every editor that edits photos professionally knows that when you have two camera brands, it's difficult to edit them to be kind of the same chromatic, like have the same chromatic. So yeah, this helps. In the past, someone told me that, okay, why don't you use a preset? Well, using a preset, you have a preset made for your camera, your style, your so on and so forth, lighting condition and stuff like that. So when you use someone other than you shoot that other another style that you is different. You can apply that preset. Yeah, you would have to make a new preset work like I don't know, maybe half an hour to something like that to find and mimic that preset to be perfect so that you have when you go to Lightroom, you select your camera, apply the preset, and then make the preset and apply that preset to the other camera. But it takes you a lot of time, and if you apply all the preset, everyone who uses preset know that uh, you have to adjust them.
Yes.
You always have to adjust them. So yeah, here I had to adjust the basics but didn't have to go to the individual like in the HSL. I I'm using HSL or curves or something like that. Yes, I use them in FilterPixel as well after FilterPixel calls, but I don't do that much of adjusting. So
So it's
yeah,
more of
it's
like it helps in terms of understanding.
normalizing.
Yeah.
No, bring in to a normalization. Like you have, let's say you have. It's not my case, but let's say you have a team of three photographers, and every photographer has a different brand of camera, different brand of light, of lens, because lenses tend to some lenses tend to go warmer or colder in terms of white balance, in terms of overall processing the image and stuff. So rendering the image. So you have three camera brands, three different types of lenses, maybe three different types of flashes or lightning conditions or something like that, or white balances. So yeah, with from my experiences, it brings it to a level that you can go faster through your edit, not get stuck on a individual photograph and start figuring around to figure you out your photo.
Very interesting. For sure. I mean, like the preset versus AI discussion is itself a topic that we can talk to in hours, like hours. Maybe in the next live, we will let viewers see the actual AI editing magic that we really have. I will quickly jump into few last questions before we wrap up. And these are more of like giving someone, tips, as you said you yourself has learned from people mistakes, and
Oh,
you have seen.
I'm learning every day. Didn't quit learning. I'm
Yeah.
I'm learning every day. So yeah.
So people who are there listening today, what's that one thing that you wish you knew earlier about optimizing your workflow?
It was a question for me. So or
Yes, it is a
oh,
question
okay,
for.
okay. I thought you were asking someone else. Uh, yeah. Well, it's different because it's different for each person how to optimize his workflow. Because why? I do things in a different manner. Maybe a colleague of mine doesn't do the whole folder hierarchy or stuff like that, or someone like Nathan Todd, that he told us that he was saving the picture on his desktop and start start calling them. So yeah, there are different workflows. Even if I don't agree with Nathan, uh, putting stuff like important pictures, let's say a wedding, on your desktop, because it's pretty easy to misclick and delete them. And if you don't have a backup, that's a problem. Or it doesn't. If you have multiple user of your computer, let's say you have the home computer and save that particular folder, and your kid uses your computer often, they can hit delete, and yeah, it's a problem. So yeah, workflows are different for all of us, but we have to find the perfect workflow for us. That means
That's correct.
experimenting with
That's very correct.
that means experimenting with things, uh, making mistakes. I did what
Yeah,
Nathan did. I did what Nathan did, but it was a personal project, and it wasn't that. Yeah, I was pretty bummed about it, but it was my bombing, not a client's bombing. So yeah, uh, my advice is learn from mistakes, make mistakes, learn from them, perfect them, make other mistakes, learn from them as well.
yeah. Just keep working, keep learning, right? And then keep making mistakes. Don't get afraid. They are there to help you learn more and take you one step further. We have a next question, which is again related to what our users might have asked, but I'm asking on their behalf. If a photographer is hesitant to try AI, which a lot of people are, what would you say to them?
Well, looking at photographers in the history, you know what is coming. Like the purists, no, don't shoot DSLRs. DSLRs are not good. They are not good for a no. Film is better. Right now, we are in the mirrorless age. No,
Yes.
mirrorless are not good. No, the DSLR is better. Okay, say you. So let's say right and now it's like uh, don't use AI. It doesn't help with my workflow. Yes, okay. I use I don't know. Uh, I use let's say the Sony's own software. I don't even use uh, Lightroom. Okay, if it works for you, it works for you. But don't be like, okay, I don't want to try it. Or I see someone that some guys. I had this questions because I recommended using. Okay, why not shorten your workflow, your editing time? Oh no, no, it doesn't work for me. Why? I tried it once and it didn't work. Okay, you tried it once with what? It's like going in Lightroom, going to a Lightroom normal preset, hitting that preset, it doesn't work for me. Okay,
Exactly.
tweak it. The- give it give it time to learn. Give it time to adapt to your needs. Give it. You also have a tab in edits. I don't know if you can. Uh,
Bring the
Maybe you can
screen.
take they are being bring the screen a bit.
Yeah.
uh just a second. This is the editing calling that I did. I'll go back home. uh in the AI profiles here, you have the options to improve the profile. So it's not like I did this profile, how someone says it's like a preset. Yeah, it's a smart preset. You do here the improvement. So you will feed it some images and you will improve this profile. Also, I think you guys had something like when you got in, it can it gives me some sliders. I don't know where it is right now.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think it's in
Once you start doing a project, you can customize,
yeah,
your white balance, and you can
sure.
customize.
That's what I was trying to, let's say this is the one that I edited. Yeah, you can do minor adjustments and have the control of doing that in your project when you try to edit the that project. So yeah, it gives you control. It gives you the way to learn, to improve it. Like it's not like you give it 300 and how many photos I have here and expect it to be very perfect, very spot on. Like you see here, I have three profiles. One is from when FilterPixel Edits was in beta to one, and this is the third revision that I have with
Wow.
this same AI training, this
Wow.
same AI profile. So when I do, sometimes I do this one. Mainly now it's this one that I use. This is the one, but this was the main profile, and this is the, let's say, second one that I trained to go through there. So that's pretty. You have to work with it, and I don't know, but I think I see an improvement every time I process them. I don't know if I have to re-upload. You can confirm or infer that, but I think it learns from what edits I do in Lightroom. I don't think. Can you confirm that
No,
it's
so it is improving the general models without you even training it,
okay?
but it's not improving the personalized stuff until you feed it. So there are two parts of training. One is the way it improves in general over time, and the second part is when it gets personalized to your preferences. So if you want it to be more of what Eon wants, you need to keep feeding it with the data, like whatever Lightroom has done to your edits. You just need to export that catalog, put it again, and then let it grasp, like let it take it to learn. And if you don't do that, then typically it will keep learning from what photo needs to be edited, in what white balance, what needs to be improved, right? So there are basic things that it learns from as the technology improves, but then you can make it more advanced by putting your photos to it, let's say every quarter. You have some photos, in Lightroom. Every quarter you can sit and put it into the app, and let it learn it the way you want it. And that is just a very quick way. Export the catalog, put it into the edits, and let the edits learn your preferences from your catalog, right? And for people who don't want to train an AI and don't go to that level, they
Yeah,
can always use.
you have the. Let me bring that. I closed that project, but it's not a problem. I will import like.
Yeah, they have something called export profiles, where they can just use some pre-built AI stuff that our professional photographers who are helping us out to build the product have created for them, and they can
Like
use these
this
amazing
one.
profiles that are available. I think you are the one who is having six of them.
Yeah,
In fact, seven I'm seeing. Most of
yeah.
you are gonna
I'm the
see
one.
three.
I'm the one who has also the beta version of the crop
Yes.
and straightening.
Yeah, so
So
the three profiles out of them are not released to the public yet. Three or four, I believe, four profiles are not released to the public yet. So they're gonna see it in the coming up versions. But for you guys, here's the surprise: there are more profiles coming.
and much more. Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah. So these are my main free profiles. This is when you train them. I don't think you have a limit. Like right now, this is. I think this is. It won't let me create a profile because I don't know
I
what
think
is.
like it's more about three profiles that it is restricting to for you. At least I think this is what my sense is. The
No, it lets me make some profile, but not from here.
Oh,
I
from
think
the dashboard.
I have to go here and do, yeah. So it's letting me create,
Oh,
but I think I am using the beta.
yes, you are
So,
using the beta
so,
right now.
so yeah, I'm using the beta. So yeah, it's using. I think it's okay that it doesn't let me create a profile from there, because where I'm there, I'm trying to get editing done. So here I am trying to get editing done. I think that's why it's not letting me, or maybe it's an error, something like that. I don't know, but I can hit this. I can and go and hit edit, and it will
Yeah, and
edit.
it's
Oh,
pretty
so this,
straightforward, right?
yeah. So the adjustment. This is what I was talking about. The adjustment of the profile. You can adjust it from here. Yeah, I don't think you can do it with like expert pro. Oh, you can do
No, you
it with
can do
expert
it.
pro.
You can do it. And you can make a different copy of it, right? Like you can create multiple copies of it.
Okay, so that's another thing. If you don't know how, sorry, don't know how to start up with editing or something like that, or maybe you gave it a, let's say, a gallery of photos to edit, and you have some problems with the temperature. It's more on the warmer side. You can correct it from here. Like it's a value, a fixed value. You can go a temperature like a value, or you can go as a correction. I think one of your colleagues clarified it to me as a bit, because I was kind of in the I didn't know that much, because from my workflow is like straightforward, but you can go with a correction, like let's say it tends to go on the warmer side. My profile, I don't know, the AI tends to go on the warmer side, so I will give it minus one 100 1000, or a value or something like that. Okay, it says that it cannot go, so it's a correction like that. It will, when I will go and edit with this profile again, it will take in account with this correction. So yeah, it's personalizable. It's not
Yes.
like it's not like going to that's it, that's what you see and that's what you get. You can tweak it to get it more to your needs.
And I think like that's the best part, right? When you are using AI, it needs to be very customizable to your
Yeah,
settings. It needs
yeah,
to be it needs to be what you want it to do rather than it controlling you. And I think like the best part which I like about from our users who have helped us to build this amazing product is every time you use it, it improves. It improves every time that with your use. So the more you use it, the more it gets better over time, right? So it is not like a hit and miss. It's like you do it and then you do it again. It is always better. And I think like that is what makes it an AI, because it is an intelligent system that learns the way you do it, and then over a period of time it adapts your way and save you more and more and more time in your business.
yeah, yeah. That's it's like, for me it's like having I always do this comparison, even with camera brands or stuff like that. It's like if you have a hammer, it's a tool. It doesn't do stuff without you. Sure, it can do stuff like if you drop it and stuff, and if you hit a nail by dropping it, it will do that. That's not a fair comparison with AI, but it's a tool. So it depends on how you use it and how you customize to use it.
For
Because
sure.
if you guys made something like, let's say, I think there is something like that. It's let me see, it's something from a company called Skyloom, but I don't know if I have the photolimur. You photolimur, you can bring the photos, dump in there, and it will edit them, but you don't have any control of it. It
Yeah.
just will apply what it thinks it's good for. It doesn't take
Yeah.
in count of, let's say you want a bit warmer or a bit. It's not like that. It will give you a basic.
Yeah, it just give you, and then you need to decide whether you want it or not. So either it is
Yeah,
yes, it or there is no. So you
yeah.
can't customize it. And I think like customization is the core. We have the last question before we wrap up this live, and I think I would like to end this question on both of
Okay.
our views. The question is, what's next for AI in wedding photography? and where do you see this is heading?
Well, uh, in AI in general, or in calling, because in AI in general, I think it will go on and on and on and on and on. And also in editing, like in calling, I think there can do stuffs like, let's say, mm, as a we as a photographer, you know that clients or brides and at their wedding come and please give me some photos to put on Facebook, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of hard to go through all the day photos and pick stamps and stuff. And actually, in the sense that you don't have time to do that because you're in the event, so stuff is happening around you, all around you. So you have to be with an eye on the events that are happening and with an eye on editing. So uh, I think it's better to say uh, maybe in the future there is a way to do, let's say, I don't know, let's say it's like ChatGPT, pick the most 10 beautiful pictures in this folder. That's one thing, yeah, you guys can think about.
Yeah, it's quite close
So,
to what we are
so
already doing.
yeah, sure, but yeah, that's one thing, like pick me 10 photos, then shoot them to edit, then I don't know, uh if it's not, if you're not like me, nitpicky or something like that, you can deliver them because 10 photos
Well,
like that.
guys, it seems like Yon knows the future. Uh, what exactly do you think is going to be the future of AI in wedding photography? Or what do you think the technology where it is heading? If you are live, you can comment here, or if you will see this live when you are out of your office or somewhere, just let us know what do you think the future is heading. Now, my vision of thinking where this is going, I feel like people are going to be more productive. They are going to be more free so that they can think about their business more, and they will be spending less time in front of the computer. I would imagine that they would be reaching to their homes and everything is already done. What they need to do is just a review process and say yes, I approve, and it kind of delivers the gallery whenever they want. um they even don't need to tell the client that it was pretty quick, but they knew it, that they have some magic
Let me
behind the
tell you
scenes.
this. Some photographers did in the past, or do it right now, charge for say the same day edits. Think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think I feel like the future is quite exciting when it comes to all of these technologies getting combined and helping a photographer grow their business and do better or do more in less amount of time, having that freedom of really choosing what needs to be done and what can be automated with the technology. And I think that freedom, when you have freedom as a business owner, your mind, your energy, everything gets focused to something that is more important. And
sure.
I believe the vision is, the future is towards some freedom of monotonous work with technology. And with that, I would I would like to thank all of our viewers, and I would like to thank you, Eon, for giving your time today to us
No
and
problem.
to showcase people about how you are using AI tools and all of those hacks and tips of a wedding photography or event photography in general, to our audience. And I would appreciate your uh, time, and would love to be in touch and learn more about
Sure, we
how
can.
the
We can
editing
do
and
another
culling is changing.
webinar soon if you want.
Yeah, for sure. And would love to hang on editing as well and show
Sure.
our viewers your editing process. So, guys, this was Ion. Would like to say something before you say a good boy. Good boy. You anyone?
Yeah. Like don't be like the purist photographers in the past and think AI won't help me or something like that. Use it. Try to use everything that helps you in your business. Because why? 90% of all photographers is not a bit. I mean, at first, you don't have a lot of people like being a big business. So if you do editing, if you do shooting, if you do let's say calling, if you do contracts, if you do uh, client calls, like servicing clients, trying to figure out what their needs are, doing marketing, doing sites, this is where I'm at right now. So it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. If you find something that helps you in this manner, like shortens the time with your editing, it's gold.
It's gold. And with that gold, we would like to end here with Ion. Ion, thank you so much for being with us, and
You-
have a nice day if it's a day at Romania right
It's
now.
it's night right now, but
Have a
yeah.
good night.
Thanks. I'm honored to be here. So thank you for the opportunity, Ayush, and also FilterPixel. And I love your team, what they're doing. Also, I have something to say. Other than this, your support is very like your support team. They're very proactive and stuff. And if you have a problem, they try to help you as quick as possible. So yeah, this is another thing that in my opinion, recommends you guys for for me in part. So
Oh,
yeah,
so
that
that's
the
pretty good
support.
to hear.
Yeah, if you have a good app and you don't have a good support, it's like us photographers. If you have, as you said in the start, if you are a good photographer and your attitude towards your client is like leaving him on standby or don't respond or something like that, or and don't service him, you can have the best all around everything. But if your client is not satisfied with that, I think it's a problem. So you guys don't have a problem in that department.
Wow.
you you
Wow.
have you have the opposite. You have my bravo.
Oh, thank you so much. And whoever is watching us right now, this was Ion, an amazing photographer as well as our avid user. I hope you have seen his workflow, and we would love to, say goodbye to Ion right now, but we'll invite him again in future to show the editing. So have a great night, Ion, and let's be
Bye
in
bye.
touch. Like,
Thank you for the opportunity. Bye bye.
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 So, guys, this was Yon, and we had an amazing discussion. If you are, already here, would love to tell you that who are, there for the entire live. We are giving, the 30-day exclusive trial to them via DM. We are also having 10% discount running with a coupon code with Eon10, which is especially exclusive for this live. So if you are watching this live right now, you can definitely go and apply that coupon code and redeem your offer. At the same time, whatever you decide, whether with AI, you have to go whether with AI or not. As Ion also said, at least try it. Maybe you will fail, and maybe you will able to do it better the next time, but at least try it. Trying it never hurts. So go and try it, get the 30-day exclusive trial, and if you like it, there's a discount code for you. With that, I would love to end this session. Actually, I would not love to end this session, but I think it's already more than 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I will not bore you much. I'll go and come back again with more exciting topics for you, and will help you out to give your best in 2025 with AI. Bye for now.